My name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with IRS. I've worked, how long? I've been doing this for 51 years. I am a national expert. I worked at IRS for 10. Go to my website. You can learn about me. I've been on Fox Business News a couple times, ABC, The Briefing Room, the Washington Bureau, News Nation, Newsmax. Anyway, I am an offer and compromise specialist. I worked the offer program. I taught the offer program. I know why your offer is going to get accepted or denied. We're writing a book about the offer and compromise. Most offers and compromise are rejected because people don't know the formula. They just don't know the formula. But if you're doing it yourself, you may have learned about this formula they have, or if you hired a company, they probably didn't explain it to you. And many times, more times than not, your offer is going to get rejected. Let me tell you what's really, really important about the offer and compromise program. The most important thing. IRS looks at two things. Well, they look at a lot of things, but generally two things. They look at your value of your assets, but a big portion of the offer is they look at what's called your expenses. And you know what? Let me tell you, they look at your income here and your expenses here. Well, you're going to put your income here, your actual income, and you're going to put your actual expenses here. But guess what? IRS is saying, we don't accept your expenses. Really? No, they don't. You know what they do? They substitute your expenses for their expenses in the four major categories. And that is, listen to me, food and clothing, housing and utilities, car payments, and car expenses. So if you're submitting an offer and compromise, they are not going to allow your expenses. You can go ahead and find their expenses by Googling IRS National Standards. The IRS National Standards for those four categories I gave you: food and clothing, housing and utilities, car payments, and car expenses. So that is now going to leave a huge overage on your part. So the offer and compromise that you gave them, where you think maybe you could settle your debt for a couple $1,000s, now turns into IRS isn't going to accept your offer and compromise at all. And now that you give them an inroad into your financial statement and your financial life and all your checks, and many times people submit an offer and come out on the other side with a huge payment agreement. So be very careful. Be very careful who you're choosing to go ahead and do your offer and compromise. If people are asking for money immediately, be really cautious of them. A person should want to look at your financial statement before determining whether they either want the case, because many times I look at financial statements and I can't take the case because you don't have an offer and compromise case. So be careful in who you choose. Thank you very much. Give me a subscription. I'm the IRS Insider, and I tell you what you need to know. Thank you so much.